Good morning, students, all of you. Today, in this class, we will continue the next topic, that is the torque experienced by a current loop in a uniform magnetic field. When a loop placed in a uniform magnetic field, it will experienced by a torque. We have already discussed that the force on a current element is in a magnetic field is F is equal to I into L cross B. Clear? But in this class, we will derive the torque on a current loop. What will be the value of torque on that loop? We will discuss. So let us consider a current loop. This is a current loop. It is a current loop. It is a current loop. And let the current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. In anti-clockwise direction. I am not showing over here in this direction. What is the amount of current? I current. What is the length of this wire? The length of this wire is this. And the width of this wire is this to this. What is the value? Let the value is A and this is the value B. Clear? Now, if we placed in a magnetic field in this loop, then what happened? Just place a magnet in between them. So this is the magnet. North pole is here, south pole is here. And this is the axis of rotation of the loop. This is the axis of rotation. It can move. Clear? Now the magnetic field will be from the north pole to south pole. So what is the direction on the magnetic field? Let any instant of time the coil placed at an angle theta with the magnetic field. So from the diagram you can easily understand that the direction of V is from north to south, that is this, and the normal of this field is this. This is the normal to the plane. So this is the N, and what is the angle? This angle is theta. Understood? Now the force due to this is a current wave. I am giving the name. The name is, let this is a P, this is a Q, this is a R, and this is a S. So on the wire PQ, there will be the force experienced. What will be the force? We will discuss. Clear? We will discuss. So what is the force on the wire? This one, PQ. What will be the force? The force on PQ, right? The force on PQ. The force on PQ. What will be the value? Is equal to I into L cross B. What is the length? L is B. B is the length. B cross of B. B cross of B. What is the direction? What is the angle between small b and capital B? The direction of small b and capital B is 90 degree, angle between them. So you can write I in B, capital B, small b. So this is the force on the wire PQ. Now due to this force, the same force will act on this wire also. But direction you have to understand. What will be the direction? Here the direction of this force is B cross B. So if we apply the corkscrew rule, then what you will get? Direction of V is along this and direction B is along this. B cross B, so it will be inward direction. We have already discussed about this direction. This is the direction of F. Similarly, if we apply the same force will act on this as the uniform magnetic field is there. So the force on this wire is also B cross B. If we apply, the direction is along this. So there will be ultimate torque will act on this wire, and the torque it will rotate along this direction. Clear? So this is the force. Now what will be the torque on the loop, right? The torque on the loop, right? The torque on loop PQRS. What is the formula of the torque? Torque is, right, tau is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Any force you can take, as the force is same, force into perpendicular distance. What is the value of force? The value of force I small b capital B. I small b capital. Now into perpendicular distance. I am taking the magnitude, that's why I have not given the vector. Perpendicular distance between these two forces. What is the perpendicular distance? If you take that, take this one, this diagram, then you can easily understand. What is the diagram? Notice here, force is along this, if we take, and another force is along this. What is the distance between them? The distance between them is this to this. What is the distance? This distance should be small. So this is the distance small a. Clear? This is the distance small a. Now here this angle should be theta. Why this angle theta? Notice. This angle should be theta. Why? Because B, notice here, here normal direction is along this. This is the direction of normal. This is the direction of B. So this angle is what? Theta. As this angle is theta, so this is 90 minus theta. This is 90 minus theta. So this should be theta. So as this angle is theta, as this is a theta, so this will be what? This will be 90 minus theta. It will also be 90 minus theta. Already it is 90. So this will be theta. I repeat, this is a theta, this is 90 minus theta. So this angle also 90 minus theta. 90 minus theta, and this is also again theta given 90 degree. 90 plus 90 minus theta, so this would be theta, as the sum of the three angles here is 90 degree. Sorry, 180 degree. Clear? So what is the perpendicular distance? So force is along this. So this will be the perpendicular distance. As this is the length is A, so this distance will be, it is a sine component. So sine A sine theta. So what you will get? A sine theta. Arrange it. Arrange it. I small b small a capital B small b capital B sine theta. Small b small a is what? Small b small a is the area of this loop. So area into current, that is the magnetic dipole moment. So you can write small mb sine theta. What is the small m? Small m is equal to IAB by IBA, that is the magnetic dipole moment. So what you can write in the vector form, m cross b. So torque tau is equal to m cross b. You cannot write b cross m, student. Must remember m cross b, because a cross b is not equal to b cross a. Clear? Now when the torque is maximum, when the torque is minimum, notice here, it depends on theta. So write a special case. If theta is equal to 0 degree, where is theta? This. Notice, if theta is the 0 degree, then what you will get? If theta is 0, sine 0 0, so tau is equal to 0. Torque is minimum. Torque is minimum. And this is the first one. And second one, if theta is equal to 5 by 2 or 90 degree, you can write, then it will be maximum. Torque tau is equal to m cross b, means mb, magnetic moment into this one, mb. Then the torque is maximum. Clear? So this is the torque experienced by a current loop in a uniform magnetic field. Now application of this torque will apply on the moving coil galvanometer. Very important topic, moving coil galvanometer. So give heading moving coil galvanometer. Moving coil galvanometer. Moving coil galvanometer. What is the moving coil galvanometer? What is the construction? We will discuss. First, draw the diagram with me. Moving coil galvanometer. It consists of two magnets. One coil will be suspended in between the two magnets, horseshoe type magnet. But I am drawing that one. So this is the coil. This is the coil. Clear? The coil is just like this. It starting from this one, and it will wound on this just like n numbers of turns. It will end. Yes, and after that it will come from this, and this term will be connected with an spring and connected to this part. So, and one mirror will be placed in there. This is a mirror only. Mirror is strip placed over. Clear? So this is the rectangular coil, and this rectangular coil placed in between the two horseshoe type magnet. This is plain magnet, but actually it is a horseshoe type. This is a north pole, this is a south pole. So magnetic lines of force from the north pole to south pole. Clear? Actual this, if from the upward view if you see, then how it looks like? It looks like just like this. Notice. This is a north pole, this is a south pole. Upward view, I am showing upward. Clear? Wounds on this one. Rectangular slab. This is rectangle. Upward view, and magnetic lines of force, all of you know from this to this. Uniform magnetic field will be there. Okay? Now what happened when current will flow through this wire, some torque will experience, and due to the inertia of this inertial rigidity, that is the torsional rigidity by this spring, it will keep the galvanometer in its equilibrium state. Clear? So first of all we will derive the torque on this coil, and next it will be equated with the torque experienced by the spring, and we will get the principle of galvanometer. So what is this galvanometer? You have to write also. Galvanometer is an electrical device that detects the current in the circuit. Clear? Its principle, what is the principle? A current carrying coil placed in a magnetic field experienced a current dependent torque. Current dependent torque will applied on it, which tends to rotate the coil and produce angular deflection. Obviously angular deflection will be there, and due to this angular deflection we can easily calculate that I is proportional to theta. That means amount of current flowing through this one is directly proportional to the deflection. If the current is large, then the deflection will be large. If the current is less, then the deflection will less. Clear? So first of all, torque, right? Torque on the coil already we have discussed, right? If I is the current flowing through the conductor, capital N is the total number of turns, of the coil, total number of turns. I is the current, B is the magnetic field, obviously magnetic field, and what remaining? IB. Area is the A is the area of the loop Clear? Now the torque on this loop, what will be the value? Right? Now the torque on the loop, what will be the value? Now the torque on the loop, I am giving the name. Yes, PQRS. PQRS. What will be the value? We have already calculated torque tau is equal to m cross b. Yes or no? M cross b means mb sin theta is equal to mb sin theta. Now notice here the angle between m and b, magnetic dipole moment, and the theta is 90 degree. So you can write mb 90 degree. Clear? So sin 90 degree. Already we have discussed about this direction. B is along this, magnetic moment along this. So mb, m is what? M is the magnetic dipole moment. What is the value? I into A. I into A. I is the current, A is the area of the loop, but there is the total number of turns is n. So nia, then will be B sin theta is equal to 1. nib into A. Clear? This is the torque on this loop. So this is the torque. Give equation number 1. Right. Again. So this coil experienced by a torque due to the flow of the current, and this torque will be balanced by the torsional rigidity of this spring, by this spring. So you can write again if C is the torsional rigidity, class 11, torsional rigidity. Already we have little bit knowledge about the torsional rigidity, class 11, that is the elasticity portion. So C is the torsional rigidity, then what you can write? If C is the torsional rigidity and theta is the deflection, theta is the deflection or angular rotation, you can write, then tau is equal to C theta. Equation number 2. Equate 1 and 2, right? From 1 and 2 we get, so I am writing in the next page. Therefore, from equation 1 and 2, therefore from equation 1 and 2, what we will get? NIBA is equal to C into theta. NIBA is equal to C into theta. So I is equal to what? C by NBA into theta. Notice this is a constant quantity. C is the torsional rigidity, that for a particular spring it is constant, and N is the total number of turns, that is also constant. B is the magnetic field, also constant as it is uniform, and A is the area of the loop. Area of the loop is also constant. So this is totally constant. You can write I is equal to K into theta. Now where K is a constant, K is equal to C by NBA. K is equal to what? C by NBA. C by NBA. It is known as galvanometer constant. Galvanometer constant. Clear? C by NBA, that is the galvanometer constant. So what you can write? I is proportional to theta. Very, very important formula. I is proportional to theta. That is, current flowing through the galvanometer is directly proportional to the deflected angle. If the current flows through the galvanometer, I can show you galvanometer from our lab. So if the current flows through the galvanometer, I am showing just one. Just wait. Just wait. So this is a galvanometer. Notice here, if the two terminals are there, this is a positive terminal, this is a negative terminal. If the current flows through this coil, the number of, as soon as the current flows through the coil, there will be a deflection in the right hand side or left hand side. If for 2 ampere current, let the current deflection is 10, then for the 4 ampere, the deflection will be 20. That is, the proportional will be there. I is proportional to theta. Clear? So from this one we can define two terms, that is the current sensitivity and the voltage sensitivity. Sensitivity of a galvanometer, very important term, sensitivity of a galvanometer. Give heading sensitivity of a galvanometer. What is the sensitivity of galvanometer? Means most sensitive, most accurate. What a galvanometer is said to be sensitive if it shows large deflection for small current. If you flow large deflection, suppose for this galvanometer, if the deflection is large, for small current even, then it will be sensitive. Clear? So galvanometer is said to be sensitive if it shows large scale deflection for small amount of current. Large scale deflection for small current. For small current, large amount of deflection should be there. So sensitivity are the two types of sensitivity are there, we will discuss. First one is current sensitivity, right? Current sensitivity. What is the current sensitivity? S for sensitivity and I for current. That is the IS. I for the current, IS. What will be the definition of this one? So IS is equal to, first write the mathematical form. IS is equal to amount of theta by I. Theta by I. That is the deflection per unit current. That is the deflection per unit current. It is defined as deflection produced in the galvanometer when a unit current flows through it. If I is equal to 1, then IS is equal to theta. That is deflection per unit current. Put the value of theta. What is the value of theta? Already we have calculated. What is the value of theta? Theta by I. What is the value of theta? Notice here. Theta is equal to I by K. Can you write? Theta is equal to I by K. That means theta is equal to I by K. Theta is equal to I by K divided by I. So you will get 1 by K. 1 by K. Clear? Theta by I is equal to 1 by K. What is the theta? NBA I by C, or K is equal to, right, or IS is equal to 1 by K. That is the 1 by K is C by NBA, or IS is equal to NBA by C. Very important. NBA by C. Clear? NBA by C. C is the torsional rigidity of the coil. Clear? Okay. Next, voltage sensitivity. What is the voltage sensitivity? Voltage sensitivity is Vs. Amount of deflection, defined as the deflection produced of the galvanometer when unit potential difference, that is Vs is equal to theta by Vs is equal to theta by V. Clear? Vs is equal to theta by V is equal to theta by V is equal to IR. Can you write? V is equal to IR. What is the value of theta? You can put the value of theta. The value of theta, from that expression you can easily write value of theta is equal to NBA I by C. NBA I by C. NBA I by C. Clear? And IR will be there. I cancel. So you will get OR. Vs is equal to NBA by CR or KR. NBA by CR. C is what? C is the torsional rigidity of the coil. Clear? So very important this one. Current sensitivity IS NBA by C, voltage sensitivity VS NBA by CR. You can put the values theta in terms of I, doesn't matter. You can put the value. Theta is equal to K by I. From K by I you can consider. Clear? Theta is equal to, sorry, I by K. Theta is equal to I by K, and from I1 cancel and you will get the similar value. So this is the sensitivity of the galvanometer, current sensitivity, voltage sensitivity, and for its derivation is very important from your board exam. Clear? So that's all for today's class. Thank you all.